Hello again everybody, welcome to episode 3 of our station to station walks. This is the longest walk in the series so far and takes you from Orrell Station, which is in Greater Manchester, to Earlestown Station, which is in Merseyside. The walk, if you take the full length of it, is 10.3 miles. You don't have to do the full length of this walk. There are several points where we walk near to bus routes and you can either get the bus back to Orrell Station or onwards to St Helens. There's also 3 areas where you can park your car and either get the bus to the start or get the bus back to the car. I've done a new format on this particular video, so it's a bit shorter than normal, so hopefully more watchable, but I would like your comments on how it appears. Turn right out of the station and keep going right for 800 feet until you reach the bus stop. Cross the road and after entering Orrell Water Park, turn right. The 2 reservoirs were built to serve Moss Mill, which was on the far side of the lower reservoir. Keep walking up the right hand side of the reservoirs and follow the path that leads south. After you've walked about 650 yards from the car park and after passing the bird observatory, turn right over a wooden bridge. Follow this path for about another 650 yards until you reach a gate. When you've got to the gate, turn right and then take the path that angles you to the left through some bushes. After about 500 yards, turn right onto Longshore Old Road. At the junction, cross the road and go up some steps. Cross the main road and pass through the Rusty Gate. Walk up the path and when you pass through a steel kissing gate and enter the woods, keep to the left. As you start to climb, you'll pass some depressions in the ground which used to be coal pits. The path climbing and bears round to the right when you'll come to another gate. Turn left at this gate and take the steep path up which eventually leads you to the beacon on Billinge Hill. The tower was built in the 18th century as a summer house for Winstanley Hall, which is about 1.5 miles to the northeast. It's a good place to have a sandwich as you will get shelter from the wind no matter which direction it's blowing from. As we pan round, you'll see Parbold Hill, Winter Hill, Manchester, Frodsham and Helsby, the Cheshire Gap, North Wales, Liverpool, Southport, and for those with good vision, Blackpool Tower. After taking in the views, take the steep path off the hill that heads towards the south. Walk down this path until you come to a road. Turn right on the road and descend for about 350 yards until you come to a bench seat on your left. Turn left just before that bench seat and take the field path. Follow this path, keeping the stream on your left hand side until eventually you come to Robywell Way. Turn left on Robywell Way, climb the hill and then turn right into Sefton Fold. After about 50 yards, cross the road and take the footpath between the houses. Walk along Fairview, descend down to the main road on a cobbled path, cross the main road, turn right and walk down for a few yards till you get to Garswood Road where you will turn left. When you get to the main road you can actually get a 352 back to Orrell or into St Helens on the opposite side of the road. Walk up Garswood Road until you come to a steel gate. Go through that gate and walk up the path directly in front of you. After about 300 yards, when you come to the remains of an old coal mine, turn right. Follow this path downhill for about 3/4 of a mile. When you come to a hedge, the path goes to the right or to the left. Take the left-hand section, walk down it with the hedge to your right, crossing over a bridge. When you are on the other side of the bridge, take the path to the right. This path now follows the Goit downhill. The Goit eventually goes into Carmill Dam, but you keep going straight on after you've crossed all the bridges, walking downhill all the time until you come to a stile. Turn right onto the road and follow the road across the top of Carmill Dam. If you want to continue on the walk, turn left here and go underneath the railway viaduct. You can continue on to the next section by walking underneath the viaduct. Keep Sankey Brook to your left as you walk down. You'll pass underneath the East Lancashire Road and eventually you'll come to a point where the river bends to the right. At this point was the original terminus of the Sankey Canal, and there used to be a branch here to a place called Gerrard's Bridge, but it's now been filled in. We take the left-hand fork in the path here and go and visit Stanley Bank Mill. These are the remains of Stanley Bank Mill. The mill was originally built in the 1770s and was a steel slitting mill. The steel processing lasted only about 10 years and eventually it was converted to a corn mill. Operations at the corn mill lasted until the end of the 19th century. This is Blackbrook Basin, which was completed in 1770. You can leave the walk here as there is a free car park, or you can get a bus into Wigan, the 320, the 20 to Warrington, or either of them to St Helens. If you are continuing the walk, cross the main road by the Ship Inn and take the path to the left of the bridge, just past the tyre place. This path now takes you all the way to the Mucky Mountains, which is about 3 miles away. There are paths to the left and right, but stay on the macadam surface. You are now at the old double lock. This was the first of its type in the world. The top gate of the lock was also the bottom gate of the adjacent lock. There was a branch here that went right into St Helens town centre, now mostly filled in. This is Haydock Lock. There used to be a key here for coal from the Haydock pits. The lock itself was dug out only a few years ago, but it's silted up again. You've now arrived at Havana Flashes. The flash was formed when mining work underneath allowed the land above to collapse and it filled with water very quickly, hence the term flash. Cross the road here at Pennington Lane. You can duck under the bridge to save crossing the road, but it can be quite wet. After crossing the main road, walk through the woods and then you'll come to Newton Common Lock. The path then continues on until you start to approach the Sankey Viaduct. Ahead of you is the Sankey Viaduct. This carries the Liverpool to Manchester Railway and has been in continuous use since 1830. It was built high enough so that fully rigged Mersey flats could pass underneath. When you get to this swing bridge, cross the canal. You are now at the Mucky Mountains, which are tips left over from the process of making sodium carbonate or soda ash, which is an alkali used in glass making. Walk up the hill to the industrial estate, turning right onto Junction Lane. Cross the railway bridge, then turn right and right again. The station is ahead of you. You can also get back to Orrel by getting a number 34 bus, changing to a 352 at St Helens bus station.